And we're live. Hey everybody, Eric here, and today is Wednesday, February 15th. I was going to give you a choice if you wanted the good news or the bad news first, but guess what? You can't answer me right now. So I'm going to make the choice for you. I'll get to my numbers in a second. First, I'm just going to warn everybody that this is not going to be my typical happy, positive, kind of normal update video that I give. I don't usually do rants or vent kind of videos, but I'm really, really frustrated right now. And you guys are the only ones I know of that can give me the feedback and information and help and support that I kind of need right now. So, all right. So let's kick things off on with the good note on the happy side, in case there are people who are scared and want to drop off or just don't feel like listening to me bitch and complain, which is about to happen after this. So first, I will just tell you all that yes, Eric is joining the Fitbit community, and I went ahead and ordered my Fitbit Ultra in the lovely, sleek blue and black combo. So I'll be setting this up this afternoon, anxious to take this to boot camp and see what kind of results that it can give me. Just FYI, by the way, a lot of people are ordering directly from the website and paying $99. I happened to check this out on Amazon and was able to find a place that would ship it out to me brand new in the box, never been used, a Fitbit Ultra for $88. So, yeah, I'll take it. In case you guys are wondering and hadn't ordered one and you want to save yourself $11, then check out Amazon. The other thing that I got today, and I love this, I've already tried it, but for those of you who have not tried it, I would definitely recommend this pre or post surgery. This is PB2, and basically what it is if you can read the package, it is 85% less fat and calories. It is a peanut butter powder made with premium chocolate. This is the chocolate peanut butter mix, but they do have a plain peanut butter also. This is their larger size that I ordered on Amazon. It's a 1 pound bag, and that's because I add this to my protein shakes to change up the flavor and stuff. You can also use this in cooking. I would imagine this would be great in some of the peanut butter cup recipes or peanut butter chocolate protein bars. And I will just tell you real quick that a serving size is 2 tablespoons, and in that 2 tablespoons, you only get 45 additional calories, and you get 4 grams of protein. So that's an extra 4 grams of protein that you're putting in to your shakes or whatever else, and that's with 2 tablespoons. So if you double that, obviously you get double the amount, which I wouldn't be afraid to do if you really like this stuff, because it's really low in calories, especially if you compare it to regular peanut butter. So this is really great, and I highly recommend this product. So, numbers for the week. Here's where I start to lose it. Okay, folks, I'm just going to be honest. I have gained, since my last weigh-in, which is exactly 1 week, 7.8 pounds. Almost 8 pounds. I just got off the phone with the nurse practitioner at the surgeon's team over at Leahy, where I had my procedure done. And they're at a loss. Basically, she told me that she thought my scale was broken, that she didn't even think it was possible to gain 8 pounds in a week. Nonetheless, this is what my scale is telling me, and I don't think my scale is broken. I checked the calibration. I keep a 3-pound hand weight that I use to test the scale with all the time, and it appears to be fine. My scale is a extra heavy duty scale that weighs up to 500 pounds. So I know that it's probably not really the scale. And even if it is off, it's not going to be off by enough that will negate the 8 pounds. So 8 pounds, even if it was off by a couple pounds, that's still a 6-pound gain. Gain, mind you, not. And for those of you who've been following me know that I've been stalled for 8 months now. And I guess I'm mostly frustrated because I'm running out of options and I'm not sure what else to try. I've followed people's advice. I've followed the nutritionist. I've been so good about documenting and keeping my protein level, between 70 and 90 grams per day, making sure I get plenty of my fluids. I take my 2 multivitamins every single day, plus fish oil and my B vitamins twice a week, my calcium every day. So all my supplements, I'm totally playing by the rules, with the exception of a few times that I've actually cheated, broke down, and had junk food, which would be like my birthday and holidays, and that hasn't even been any time recently. Yesterday, Valentine's Day, whoop-de-doo, I didn't have anything. As a matter of fact, I struggled to eat yesterday. I probably got in maybe 40 grams of protein. It was really low, between 30 and 40 grams of protein. So I came up short. My exercise has been better than ever in my life as far as formal exercise goes. I'm doing consistently 60-minute circuit training sessions 3 times a week, which is the fitness boot camp. I keep my calories. I used to run my calories about 1,200 calories a day, and that didn't seem to break my stall. I couldn't lose, I couldn't gain. I seem to have just kind of frozen at 350 and not been able to break past that for whatever reason. And nobody has any good answers. Nobody can give me any good explanations. And, I've heard everything from people recommending that I look into getting the bypass added to my sleeve, which I mentioned today to the nurse practitioner, and she basically was freaking out and saying that it was way too soon to be considering that option. And, the only thing I can tell you is that the last time I did measurements, and I'm due to take measurements next week, and I did cheat because I actually, I'll show you one other good thing that I got. I got myself one of these little Myo tapes. It's a heavy-duty measuring tape, but the cool thing about this is it's always awkward to measure yourself, right? Well, this one is really neat because what it does is you wrap it around whatever you're measuring, arm, leg, stomach, neck, and then you can lock it into place. You press the button to relieve the excess slack, and then you let go, and it holds the measurement for you. So you just pop this off, and you can read exactly where it stopped on the tape. So you don't have to guess. You don't have to hold your finger and then, twist around or whatever. It's great. And I think I paid $4 or something like that through Amazon for this. I saw it as a recommendation when I was ordering some of my, health products on there. And so check it out. It's called Myo Tape. It wasn't very expensive, and it's really great because measurements are important. And I'll tell you why. I mentioned this in the last couple videos, so I'm sure you probably are getting sick of it. But it's the only thing that I have to show any type of positive advancement here, and change in my body, because the scale is showing the opposite right now. My trainer said to me today at boot camp, he pulled up my picture from 2 months ago when we did our first assessments, which was the beginning of January. And we're going to do assessments again in March. And he said he can already see the difference in my face and my chest that I've lost. And I've done measurements. And from last month to this past month, I did have 2-inch loss from my chest and my stomach. However, when I tested out the tape measure that I just got and did my measurements, there's been no change. So unless something changes within the next week, because I take my measurements officially to be recorded and documented along with my body shots next week, and unless anything changes between now and then I will have had no changes in measurements either, on top of now having to lose an 8-pound gain in weight. So am I really still building up that much muscle? This is the frustrating part. Nobody can tell me. And even so, does 8 pounds sound like, for the type of exercise I'm doing? I mean, I'm not really doing weightlifting. We do some work with dumbbells. We do some kettlebell work, doing a lot of push-ups, a lot of squats, lunges, jumping jacks, those kind of things. Most of it is condition-based, although the trainer is working on updating the program, and twice a week he's trying to get us into more strength training exercises. So I understand if I'm still gaining a little bit of muscle, but I would think that I would be at the point that even still that I would be starting to burn extra calories now that I have putting on this extra muscle on my body again. And, you know, she asked me all these questions like, am I seeing any signs of edema? Are my ankles swelling? Am I retaining fluid? Am I puffy? I'm not. I don't know what is wrong, and I'm really, 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 really frustrated. I posted where I'm at in the vertical sleeve group, and I'm getting, you know, talk to your doctor, blah, 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 which is great. I'm trying to work with my doctor. It's just also frustrating because other sleevers, including my sister, are just losing weight like crazy. I'm not negating the amount of weight that I lost. I understand that I have already lost 100 pounds. However, most of that weight loss was pre-surgery even, not post-surgery. And I thought that with the tool, I would be able to lose weight that much easier, especially during my honeymoon period, which now that I'm coming up on 9 months, I'm running out of honeymoon period. So what the hell am I going to do, you know, in another 3 or 4 months when my honeymoon period is up? Or maybe my honeymoon period is up already. Maybe I didn't get the 9 to 12 months or 12 to 16 months or whatever that the normal person gets. I don't know. I don't even know who else to turn to. I asked my nurse practitioner about testosterone level because things that I've read, it's important to make sure that your hormones are in balance. And in males, if you don't have enough testosterone, it can affect your metabolism. So I was wondering about that. She says that they never check it, that I would have to go through my primary care. So I'm due to have my physical. I was supposed to go actually yesterday, and they canceled my appointment. So now I have to get a new one again. But I'm due to see him. I want to talk to him about this. My sister, who also had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, she's 3 months out. She's been stalled too, but it's really her first stall. She's only 3 months out. I mean, so it's hard to compare. It's not apples to apples. But anyways, bottom line is she had some other symptoms going on, like really bad hair loss and everything else. And long story short, she went to an endocrinologist, and come to find out she has a thyroid condition. The endocrinologist, who is really a renowned endocrinologist supposedly in our area, and is associated with Dartmouth-Hitchcock, which is one of the #1 hospitals in the country. She mentioned that metabolic syndrome is a disorder that is gene-related and it's hereditary, and it's a condition that needs to be treated, whereas I always understood metabolic syndrome, and the way that my surgeon explained metabolic syndrome was that it was just a combination of conditions that can contribute to or be a result of, and they're not sure which feeds which, but it's like a conglomeration of conditions and factors that attribute to weight gain. And they're primarily mid-body, upper abdominal weight, so apple-shaped bodies. So if you have excessive weight in that area, which I do, diabetes or high sugar levels, which my sugar was borderline prior to surgery. I just went over all my labs with my nurse practitioner. They took like 14 vials of blood, tested me for everything, obviously except for testosterone and thyroid, go figure. And everything's fine. The last time I did have a thyroid test, when my doctor ordered one prior to surgery, it was fine. But from what I understand and what the endocrinologist was saying, that regular standard blood test that they do to test your thyroid is not very accurate. And figuring out and determining a thyroid condition is actually really tricky, apparently. And there's a different kind of test that you need to get that's more accurate. That I have not had yet. So these are things that I'm thinking that I need to look into, possibly making an appointment to see the endocrinologist, give her my, situation, and see if there's anything there. Just trying to learn and educate myself in the areas of metabolic syndrome, which I'm still wondering if I have, even though most of my factors have diminished or gone away. She did mention that one of the signs of low testosterone is fatigue. For me, that's a tough one because I have sleep apnea. So does one contribute to the other, or do they happen simultaneously? My pressure was lowered, but yet I have noticed within the past month or so, although I've also been fighting off colds and stuff, I got like a 24-hour flu a little while back. So it's hard to figure out medically, what's causing what, without going crazy and demanding all of these very expensive and time-consuming tests to figure out what's going on. My nurse practitioner, basically, she told me, don't freak out, look at your progress, you've lost inches, it's not always the scale, the same thing that they tell you, which is great, and I understand, and they want to keep you motivated and positive outlook and everything else. And like I've tried to explain, I'm not a newbie, and I'm not, a seasoned veteran of the sleeve either. However, I'm 8 months post-op. I've done a lot of research. I have a lot of knowledge and understanding of the procedure and the medical functionality and everything behind metabolic syndrome, the hormone balance, all of those kind of things. At least a good general knowledge. I'm not trying to make myself sound like a super genius or anything, but I made sure to do my homework, and I know some things, and I've researched and learned and talked to people who have been there and gone through it, and that's vital information, which is why these YouTube videos are so invaluable, invaluable really to me. So with all that said, I just don't know where to turn to. So if you guys have some advice, especially those of you who have some medical background behind them, whether you're maybe a nutritionist, a doctor, a nurse, Angela, I don't know. I'm really stumped. I try to do so good and follow the rules so closely, and I understand stalls happen, don't get me wrong. I didn't expect this to be perfect, but I also didn't expect to be running into this much difficulty to get my weight down. And, I know that they say don't negate the fact that you're feeling better, you've had some medical conditions improve, and all of that. And I don't. Believe me, I don't. However, there's still some things that, your weight contributes to your BMI, and all of that stuff goes back to your insurance and your health, how you're rated, and, are you considered obese? Are you high risk? It affects all of those kind of things, as well as just, my goal is to get myself down to a healthier weight, and I've started to do that, but let's face it, at 350, 360 pounds, I have a long ways to go. I should be down closer to 270 to, 250. I mean, my actual numbers, according to, standard medical, whatever that is, chart or whatever, shows for my height that I should be like around 190s. I don't think I'll ever be in Wonderland, nor was I ever trying to get there. I don't think that they consider frame and everything else, so all that aside, it just seems like that there's something else contributing to the reason why I am not able to lose weight. This has been a lifelong struggle for me. Here I am, 37 years old. I have had a weight problem probably since I was about 7. Somewhere between 7 and 10 is when I really started to pack on the pounds. By the time I was entering, starting puberty, and in my teens, I was husky and chubby and all that good stuff. So, this has been a lifelong issue. And I was not an inactive child. I was not one of these kids who grew up sitting around playing video games, and watching TV 24/7 or on the computer. Luckily, I was a little pre-computer, internet days. So I spent a lot of time outdoors. I played sports, played soccer, was in the Boy Scouts. I was active, and yet I always had a weight problem. So to me, that just screams some underlying medical condition that is yet to be dealt with properly, whether that's hormones, whether that's insulin resistance, whether that's thyroid condition, which all tie together. I'm not sure, but that's where I'm at. So it's not good. I'm really frustrated. I feel great. And like I said, I'm not trying to negate all the work that I did, but it just seems strange. And even the doctor said, she's like, oh, do you want to make an appointment? Do you want to come in? It's hard to figure this out over the phone, but me being there isn't going to change anything, unless they want to start poking and prodding me or whatever else and doing more tests, I don't know. I guess if there's anybody who's been out there and had the sleeve for longer than me, I'm coming up on 8 months here in a few days. If you've run into anything close to this, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head other than I can't remember her screen name off the top of my head. But I'm friends with her on Facebook and have been following her YouTube, and she actually started off with the sleeve and had the duodenal switch added so that she could increase her weight loss, and she's been doing really great as far as I know. But, you know, again, that was not, the sleeve should be working better from everything else that I've heard. And I'm not blaming the surgery because I know that I probably wouldn't be able to maintain where I'm at. However, if I start to push back and go over 360 now, I'm going to be really, really worried and really concerned. Again, this has been the biggest gain that I've had since my surgery. So in 8 months, this is just, and it's really taken the wind out of my sails and put me at a loss. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or, you know, agree that I should definitely follow through and get further testing done to rule other factors out, let me know what you think. It's not my first choice. I would rather, you know, just keep plugging along and hope that something changes, which is basically what my nurse practitioner wants me to do. She also suggested that I try lowering my calories back down again, that if raising them didn't work, to drop them back down, or maybe pick something in between, like, you know, keep them at 1,400 or 1,500 as opposed to going to 1,800 or 1,900. But in all actuality, I've really struggled with good food choices to get my calories as high as 1,900. They're usually closer to 17. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And I guess it's just better to be honest and upfront, because this is what the journey is about, and, you know, keeping it real here. So this is where I'm at. So I don't know if you would consider this a issue or what yet. But anyways, I hope that everybody is doing great. I'm going to try and catch up on some videos over the next day or so. I know I tend to fall behind. I can't keep up with all my subscriptions anymore. You guys are just amazing. Just everybody keep plugging along, and don't, please, you know, I'm telling everybody this and being honest and upfront with everybody, but, you know, I don't want people to be afraid or discouraged or whatever, you know, because everybody is different, and what's happening to me might not happen to a lot of other people. I could just be a rare case for some reason. Now, and again, keep in mind, I lost a lot of weight. I started off at 462 pounds, and now I'm at 350. So even if I get to 360, it's 100 pounds gone. And I lost that 100 pounds within the first year of my journey. So, I mean, I couldn't be any more happier about that. So, everybody stay strong and stay healthy, and I will talk to you all again soon, okay? Bye, guys.